All right, we are continuing with Raw Chef Jane in our studio kitchen, who is really educating us on cashews, which I'm excited that you're doing. We kind of started this a couple weeks ago talking about the different cashew milks and almond milks.
Yes, exactly. Well, like for instance, when I make my husband's cereal, which I make my own cereal, I dehydrate it and such, but he likes a lot of liquid in his cereal, like milk, if you will. Yeah. And I make him a sunflower seed and pumpkin seed milk. Huh. Okay, now the reason that I use the pumpkin seeds are high in zinc and they're very supportive to the prostate for men. So I think that that's something important, and the more that you can educate yourself upon the different facets of what is healthy for you and what does what, where, when, and how, the better off you'll be. Now, you saw that I did this. I taught a whole class on cashew. Eat how much it is.
Oh, okay.
I taught a whole class on the magic of cashews, which I thought was wonderful. And if anybody has interest in there, let me know because I can do that again. It's good.
Delicious.
It is. Yeah, I know.
It's sweet.
Okay. Yes, it is. It is sweet.
So you went through this very quickly.
Okay, and all I did was use 3 ingredients for this. Cashews, these are raw cashew pieces, coconut palm sugar, and water. Okay, now how much of each? That depends on how much you're going to make and how you like it. Okay, now general guideline: 2 cups of cashews, maybe 3/4 of a cup to a cup of coconut palm sugar. Start with less if you want, that's fine. You can always add, you can't take it out. And don't use a lot of water. Again, you can always add. You can't take it out if you put too much. How many times have I spent it in the kitchen trying to get the texture right because I put too much water in. So then I have to add more cashews and I have to add more ingredients. And it's like, oh my goodness gracious. And you know, and I still do that, okay? So nobody out there is alone in doing something like that. But just remember, I made this sweet. It doesn't have to be sweet. If I wanted to put maybe a lemon in here and some garlic or some Italian spices and herbs and a little bit of apple cider vinegar and a little bit more water, I've made here a nice Italian dressing, so you can make that very easily using the same ingredients, okay? Cashews can be one of your best friends in the kitchen. Now, if for some reason you can't eat cashews and you can eat almonds, for instance, you can make many of the same things, okay? The problem comes with almonds are a much harder nut, and they do have a lot of you know, stuff left over when you blend it.
They're still like gritty.
It doesn't emulsify the same as a cashew does, okay? A cashew really emulsifies and it blends in and you don't even know that it's there, okay? Except in this instance where you do, but that's okay. Normally this would be a little bit smoother than this.
I was going to say the consistency is a little bit different. What would you, would that depend upon too, how much water?
Well, it depends on whether or not your blender is going to be cooperative to you, which is a big deal. And today my blender just didn't feel like cooperating, and that's okay. It doesn't affect the flavor, it doesn't affect the taste of it, and if I were making something different, it still wouldn't affect anything about it.
It's almost more like a cashew butter.
Well, but it's sweet. It's cashew butter wouldn't be delicious. But you could make a cashew butter using this with a little bit of water and cashews and see how that comes out if that's something that you like. You want it a little bit sweeter, put just a little bit of sweetener in there. Maybe you want to put a little bit of stevia in it, okay, because you don't want to use the sugar. Now remember, coconut palm sugar and agave nectar both have a lower glycemic index than honey, maple syrup, and that regular white sugar, okay? So let's keep that in mind also as we make healthier options for our food rotations.
All right, great information as always. You can check out her website for more, rawchefjane.com. You can always get her different books as well. She's got lots of great tips and information. Jane, great to have you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.